Thank you for tuning back in. I am Maddie.
And I'm Rose.
And before we get started with today's little episode, I want to point out we have an Instagram account, we have a Facebook account, we have a YouTube account, and it's all with Two Paths in Time. So today's little podcast, we are back to doing something light, something fun, something, the thing we all love. Y'all know the thing. The thing. The thing we always talk about, relationship, whatever. So we are back on Reddit because we have been doing a lot of sit downs and a lot of hard topics. And we just want to do something light, something that does not involve a lot of our brain cells. And I feel like I am talking a lot. Let's ask Rosine if I'm forgetting something, because I probably am.
Forgetting something like what?
I don't know.
Nah, not that I know of.
Okay. For the first story, former neighbor, 40 female, gave her number to my husband, 30 male. What is it? What do you have to say?
Read the story.
You have an opinion. Give an opinion before you read it.
Yeah, but I can't.
You can. You already have an opinion. What do you think so far?
She's a little too old to be talking to somebody else's man, but
She's a cougar.
I don't care. First of all, you see how she said my husband? So it's not her husband.
Okay. My husband and I visit my mother-in-law's house for dinner, as we usually do, and after dinner, an old neighbor of hers stopped by her house. I introduced myself, and she sat in an empty chair by my husband. Initially, she asked me if I wanted to switch seats, but I let her know it was no problem. We were a group of 6, all family and her, and during their conversation, she kept touching my husband's arm and grabbing him. My mother-in-law, who she knew was sitting right next to her, she did not grab my mother-in-law's arm, but kept grabbing and touching my husband's arm. This didn't really bother me, as I thought maybe she's unconsciously does this to people. Who knows? I'm not really a touchy person. At the end, she was leaving to ask for my husband's number, and they exchanged number. I just want to point out she wasn't neighbors with my mother-in-law anymore. Her ex-husband is. From what I heard of her, she went through a nasty divorce, and at one point, her ex-husband had to call the cops on her because she hit him. She was very beautiful and still very young, 40s, and mentioned more than once she was living her best life. During her conversation, it seems like my husband and her had common work experiences. She mentioned she has a lot of different jobs. I confronted my husband, let him know that I felt my boundaries were crossed, and if it was me, he would have thrown if actual fit. My husband's a jealous guy, but I'm not friendly with other men, especially not enough to give my number out. And told him if the shoes were on the other foot, he would have been pissed. Could someone tell me I'm being ridiculous for being upset? I'm not the jealous type, and I don't feel like I was at first, but I did feel some boundaries were crossed, and I was pretty shocked at her actions, as this was my first time meeting her. I felt disrespected by her as well. How should I navigate my feelings in this situation?
First of all, if another lady, how like she asked her, do you want to sit by your husband? I would have been like, hell yeah, I want to sit by my husband.
But it was like a group of family, so she didn't feel like it was a threat.
I don't care. You're not family. Unless they blood, bruh. I won't, I don't care, bruh. That's like saying, nah, nah, I'm gonna go sit. She asked me if I want to sit by my husband. I'm gonna be like, yeah, because you know what? If she had sat by her husband, she would have avoided all of that.
So you're blaming the
That wouldn't. No, I mean, I'm not blaming her, but I'm saying, first, and the other lady is wrong too, because why the heck she touching other people's mans? Mess around and get shot or something. Some people don't play. some people do not play about their man. Like don't or like not get shot, but like she'll like point it out. Right, some people will point it out right there. Like why you keep touching him, and then I'm also go on his on him, be like, why you letting her touch you like that? Why you not moving away? Why you not?
Right. Like you could avoid this.
Yeah.
Come on now.
You could have moved and came to sit by me, your wife.
Yeah.
Playing games.
And somebody posted 9 hours ago. I think she was being disrespectful to you in that relationship. It sounds like she was fishing for attention, and you have every right to be upset by the double standards displayed by your husband. I would have a conversation to establish boundaries, and honestly, what's the point of exchanging numbers with that woman? If it's work related, maybe licked up on LinkedIn. I agree. Like, I'm not a jealous type. I've never been put in a position where I had to be like the jealous type, you know? Like, but I know I'm capable of getting jealous. I'm not saying I'm not capable of getting jealous because, I haven't been in a relationship where like I feel like I have to be jealous, But then I'm just like, I have heard countless times it's healthy for you to get jealous, It's like if you get jealous, then it means you actually want your man, or like you attract your man or whatever. And if you don't get jealous when a different girl is hitting on a guy, then you don't really want that guy. That's what I heard.
I get a little jealous, but the person, I don't gotta worry about that. Let me just say that right now. I don't gotta worry about that, so I'm good.
The next,
and I'm pretty sure like any guy, like in the future, like you gotta get to know your person, bro. Like that's why you can't be dating people not knowing them. Like date somebody knowing if I act like this, they're gonna do something about it. Cause then it's like you can't be surprised. You didn't get to know me. You can't be surprised when you start doing some dumb stuff, and then I react.
I was watching a couple of dating seminars on YouTube because I run out of things to listen to sometime, and it was a Christian dating's how it should be, and I came across this channel where I think he had a Russian accent, so he was like a Russian pastor or something, and they were just talking about dating, like the courting process, and they was talking about the difference between dating and courtship, right? So the difference is dating is you just there to have fun, and courting is like you together for a future, meaning you are together with the mindset of marriage. And then so what he said was that stick with me was like, I know this is like not related, but it's like long-term dating, It's like and then this also works with the other video I saw where it said by 6 months a guy should know if he wants to marry you, right? So like if you're dating a guy for 6 months and he hasn't expressed what his true intention is, right? Then like leave, because by 6 months he already know, 6 months or less, he already know if he see a future with you. So like you were saying, like you have know your person. I'm just like, yeah, give them a timeline, even if it's moving fast. Like watch out for those red flags, watch out for those yellow flags. Don't just let everything slide under the bus. If you see something you don't like, and also watch how he treats other people, because like in this videos I watched, it was like y'all are in that honeymoon phase, So like right now he just trying to get you, trying to like lock you down. But watch how he interacts with other people, like how he treats his family, how he treats his friends, how he treats strangers. That's how you're gonna know his real self. And I thought that was really interesting, because I sometimes feel like we get caught up in that moment where we just like, oh, we got it all figured out. He treats me good. He's buying me. He's this, taking me on trips and,
buying you all this stuff. Turns out this dude is a liar. He out here doing stuff. Like, y'all be dumb as heck, bro. Y'all need to watch who y'all dating. We're not talking about anybody specifically.
You're not.
You said I'm not?
I'm not saying anything.
I mean, like, but it's serious. It's like for real, cause like a lot of girls, like they care about what the guy does for them,
Mhm.
like especially like when it comes to materialistic stuff, where it's like, oh, he's buying me this, he's taking me here, he's giving me money. That's how I know he loves me. This and this and that. But it's like, f- how does he treat you other than the materialistic stuff? How is he with people? How is he with
Mhm.
like it's not all about money. It's not all about what he gives you. It's not all about where he takes you.
Because it's all for a short time, and also like
The money
where
gonna run away. He ain't that rich. He gonna go unless you get yourself a rich man.
or know where that money's coming from too. If he's constantly spoiling you, is constantly taking you out, if he's constantly taking you on a big extravagant trips,
Mm-hmm. There's
where's this money coming from? Like,
Yeah, and even if a guy has a savings account, there's no guy who thinks about his future, who thinks about your future, who will be using money like that. You know, guys who guys who think about all of that will use they'll spend money on you, but they also be like, I can't spend that much because it's like,
mhm,
yes, I'm working and everything, but some of it have to go to savings. I'm pretty sure they got bills to pay. So it's like it's all on a budget too, and you can't be mad about it, unless you one of them girls.
I feel like we are at the age. Let me speak for myself. Like I'm 21, turning 22 this year, and you already turned 21, if I'm
Mhm.
not mistaken. I feel like we are coming to that age where you feel like marriage is the end goal.
Mhm.
You know, it's like we want marriage in the future or now, whatever. We want that companionship, whatever.
Mhm.
And I feel like some girls feel like they're on a timeline. Like they're about to expire soon, so they have to get in a marriage or have to get in a relationship, have to do certain things to
Mhm.
meet that deadline that they have set for themselves.
Mhm.
And for me, I'm just like, I'm just chilling. Like, there's no rush. For me, I'd rather take it slow
Mhm.
and then marry later in life than be with the wrong person.
I mean, it's not just girls. Too. I see it a lot in our community too, where it's just like people are rushing to get married, and it's just like, for what?
The magic number is 25.
I'm saying, like, for what? Like, for what? Marriage is not easy. Marriage is not something that you just step into. You don't just marry just anybody. Y'all
Right.
people be playing games over here, mess around and get married to a guy who gonna kill you. Y'all playing games. Like, you take your time with it. Get to know the person, even if it takes what, 2 years, 3 years. Take your time. What is the point of rushing it? It's better for me. It's better I take my time and get married and have a happy life than rush it and get married and
Mm-hmm.
have a stressful life. I heard somebody getting married next year. Hmm. We don't need divorces, okay? No divorces. Unless he beating you or something like that, or but if you're getting into the marriage quick, you getting into the marriage quick.
I don't think the problem is getting to the marriage quick, because there are people who gets in the marriage quick
Mhm.
and are happy,
Mhm.
and because they have found the one or their soulmate, and God
Mhm.
has blessed them with that. It's a matter of the one thing I heard. I listened to a lot of it. I feel like an expert tonight.
Mhm.
Let me stop. One thing most of these seminar had in common, it was, don't look for chemistry.
Mhm.
Chemistries die.
Mhm.
Characters do not. Don't look for those butterflies.
I ain't felt butterflies in a minute.
Like, obviously be attracted to the person you're gonna get
Mhm.
married, right? That's
You don't want to wake up to somebody ugly every day. Chanya, I seen this thing where it was just like, where it's just like, I don't know, something about, I'll look for it. I'll find it. I took a screenshot. I know I did.
So, like, yeah, be attractive to that person, but don't just look for chemistry. Also, be this person, yeah, better be good friends, because
Mhm.
some days you want to kill each other, but you have to remember why you love them.
Mhm.
So I think it's just very important. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, guys, if you guys want me to send these seminars to y'all, or like these videos on how to date as a Christian, Let me know. I got a couple. I got a couple.
I cannot.
Like, no, I like to be informed, and I like to be informed, especially dating. This time of age is very difficult. And another thing, I just want to touch base before we go to our next podcast, our next episode, our next story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm sleep deprived. I'm crazy. My mind's going crazy. Um, Knowing boundaries. Like I wasn't gonna say a name, but one of the seminars I listened to on YouTube was by Jennifer and Alan Parr relationship video, how to date as a Christian. I believe that was the title. It talked about boundaries.
Mm.
And for me, I thought it was really interesting and important because, we were taught boundaries and all of that as Africans, like, not taught, but we were told when you get to that time of age, respect yourself, respect your family, boundaries.
Mm.
Remember, like, you're not really for yourself, but you're representing the people around you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this Alan was talking about when he was courting his now wife, talking about, they will go out to dinner. They'll come to watch a movie. He made an effort to always drive her home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even doesn't matter what time it was, and this is a grown woman, right? Like, he always made an effort driving home because he knew it was very important to take her home at an appropriate time,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of respect that boundary because they didn't want to bring sex into that relationship, because once they crossed that line, they're no longer going back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then because they were Christian people who served and loved God.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, dating as a Christian, you have to keep your body holy, and remember it's a temple for God. And so it was like, dating can be hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then because during that time his wife had went to Washington D.C. for a job, and she was very career given at that time. And then he talks about females who are career driven, like, yeah, be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Which was funny because I'm like, damn, we really do need to be careful, but at the same time is do what's best for us. When you're in a relationship, don't just go all in. Remember to respect yourself. Remember to have boundary for yourself. He was talking about, don't do wifey duties without the titles.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go over to his house and cook if you're not his wife. I'm not saying don't cook for him, don't do none of that. You can bring him food or you cook from home, but don't be at his house a lot, like, all the time, cooking for him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you are what? Doing wifey duties
Mm-hmm.
without the title. And that's where he will start disrespecting you,
Mm-hmm.
because he can start to walk over you. And I thought this was very interesting,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. So yeah.
That's crazy. Mm.
Okay, the next story. I, 25 female, just learned that my fiance, 27 male, made a move on my sisters 2 years ago. My fiance and I have been engaged for almost a year and have been dating for 7 years. Big red flags. We are in the middle of the biggest fight we have ever had, and I'm beginning to question everything. I'm
Ooh, hold up. They were dating for 7 years?
Mm-hmm.
People just got time like that, bro.
Maybe they dated from high school.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if that's...
Because then, that's believable. But then I don't believe in high school dating.
Wait, high school, that's 4 years. And then 3 years for college. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
That's if they dated from freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
I was confiding my sister's 4 years younger than me and her boyfriend today, and she told me that 2 years ago, when she was living with us, that my fiancé put his hand on her thigh and was rubbing the back of her neck while they were alone together. The same day, she moved out of our house but never told me why until today. She had wanted to move out for some time, and she moved in with her current boyfriend, so I didn't think much of it. Now we're engaged and 4 months away from getting married. This fight is making me zoom out and reevaluate / question our entire relationship. I'm terrified that I might be marrying the wrong person. At the same time, he has been my best friend for 7 years and has always meant the world to me. But I think I love him more than he loves me, and I'm worried he might one day cheat now. I know that he has made a move on my sister in the past. I just want to get an outside perspective on the situation because my mind is all over the place and I can't even fully comprehend this news. Like, what if my sister wanted to do something with him instead of pulling away? Would he have cheated on me with my own sister? Please help me understand what is happening.
She need to talk to her husband first of all,
Fiance.
or whatever. Talk to him, see what what the heck is going on,
Mm-hmm.
and if he denies it, calls his sister, and if he still deny it, it's like, why would my sister make up something like that,
Mm-hmm.
But there are some weird sisters out there that probably will. But like even then, it's like just take a step back, maybe cancel the wedding. And then another thing is a red flag. Well, that's a red flag. And then another thing, there is no reason why a girl should be loving a guy more than he loves her. The girl in the Bible, it says the guy's job, he is to love his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and we are to respect them. So there's no reason a girl should be loving her man more than he loves her.
So you saying
Just leave him at that point.
So you say don't marry the one we love?
I mean, you can love him, but you gotta make sure like he love you more. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with like after he loves you, you respect him. Love love is made, but then it's like just if you can feel that you love him more, and you like, let's say you talk to him about it and you're like, hey, it feels like I love you, whatever.
Like I'm attractive to you,
Like I love you more.
You're my sugar to my honey.
You love me less, whatever. If you feel like that, you talk to him and nothing still changes, it's time for you to bounce. You shouldn't be loving him more than you. You should have a guy who loves you more than you.
I agree. I was like, the first top comment, it was like, do you honestly believe that someone who tried to cheat on you with your own sister hasn't cheated on you with a stranger or won't absolutely do it at the first chance he gets? I think there's a good take, because guys are easy dogs. If a woman is willing to throw themselves at them, they will take it.
Yeah.
Not all. I'm not saying all of them
not
will.
all of them, but
I'm saying majority of them will.
It's easier for a girl to control herself than for a guy.
Because girls have bad conscience. That's what I realized. Even if we don't like that guy, we're still afraid to hurt him.
Some of them. Some of them. Because I've seen some hoes out there. Some of them. Just like how some guys, can control themselves, some girls can't. So it's all like, there's some that's been in the game for so long, like
it's hard for them to
it's just like, like that. Like one guy that I know and probably one girl that I know, they just
nasty.
Yeah, they just let themselves, lay
Do I know that?
Lay with anybody.
Do I know that?
I don't know. Do you know them?
I don't know. I feel like I should, but I don't. Then I know what's coming up my head.
That's where you find some people are sex addicts. That's where you find like people out here. What is it? Old guys over here sleeping with little girls.
Nasty.
And it's disgusting because it's like, bro, imagine your little sister is going through the same thing. You doing right now. For me, it's just like, think about somebody their age. Would you like them go? Because I'm pretty sure some of them would not. But people are stupid.
They probably would go to war for their siblings.
Yeah, they will go to war for their siblings, but would do the same thing to somebody else's sister, which is just disgusting. Y'all need to repent.
Watch yourselves.
Y'all need to repent, or else y'all won't see heaven.
Period.
There's a special place in hell for rapists.
That is.
And then die.
That is wow. Um, next story. I have to beg my boyfriend to take showers.
That's embarrassing. Continue.
Y'all be exposing your man for no reason. This was posted 5 hours ago.
Yo, she tired of it. Yeah, man. Continue.
Throwaway because my boyfriend, 22 mil, is a vivid Reddit surfer. Then you made a mistake. I, 23 female, have been dating my boyfriend K for 8 months now. He's perfect in almost every way, and I couldn't ask for anyone better. Unfortunately, he struggles to practice proper hygiene due to neglect in his childhood. I try to be understanding at first, but it's starting to gross me out. Now, before any of you begin to judge me, hear me out. I bought him shampoo, conditioner, body wash, washcloth, etc. He still refused to use them. I have to beg him to shower, and he gets really pissy because he hates getting wet. Along with his already horrible body odor, he works as a dishwasher at a big restaurant. You can imagine what that may smell like. I'm growing really irritated at his childish reaction to me asking him to go take a shower. I know he wasn't taught it as a child, but I would think he educated himself. He makes me feel crazy for asking him to change clothes, shower, wash his hands, and I'm really concerned. I love him so much and I don't want to end it over this, but I may not have a choice. I would have ended a long time ago. Hygiene is very important. Like, if you want to be around me, if we want to be something, you have to smell nice. I'm a perfume freak, okay? Like, I have a collection of perfumes.
So you telling me your girl gotta tell you to go take a shower? To go put some deodorant on? I'm gonna be like, you know what? I deal with this. I deal with this with my brothers, my little brothers. I do not have time to treat you like my little brother too. So please go home. When they teach you what you're supposed to do, you can come. You can come back.
LOL.
Nima muita batakwiga sindero. It's that.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
8 months is not that long. Walk away.
Right. Before y'all get to wait, they only been dating for 8 months. If you don't walk away,
right?
Like go find somebody who knows how to use the shower.
They don't have to beg to use the shower. Because, honey, if we're going out to dinner and
you stink, I don't got time for people to be looking at us side-eyed. Okay?
You wouldn't even leave the car, honey.
I'm saying, I keep a deodorant in my car, and I use the men's deodorant. I'll give you sure. I'll be like, you need this? I'll keep you a spare cologne for you, too, if you need me to. I cannot end the relationship. She said she's talked to him, right? So she's communicated.
He said he don't want to get wet.
Get wet where? What he mean he don't want to get? The human body was made to get. You gotta clean yourself. You gotta get wet to clean yourself. He don't want to get wet.
He don't want to get. I think she said he may have been abused. Could have been sexual abuse in the water though.
That's some dumb shit. The heck, you better go take a shower. Maybe if you took a shower and smell like you.
Top comment. Grown man won't wash his own butt. Come on. That choice has been made.
He probably don't wipe his butt too.
Someone replied, yeah, maybe he needs therapy or something to get over his childhood trauma. But he doesn't get to subject others to suffering through his recent order just because he doesn't have a good childhood. He's an adult and is responsible for that kind of thing, whatever it takes.
Imagine Mukawa.
It happens.
Some deodorant on, people. Put some perfume, lotion on. Please.
Let me know if you need any. I will save up. Make sure you get some.
It's $1 at Walmart. It's $1 at the dollar store.
sometimes if you've been smelling for a very long time, that is not strong enough. I'll go to batch shopping at Sam's Club.
Mm.
I make sure it good for a while.
The heck? Y'all be doing too much. One day I'm gonna start calling y'all out. Maybe if people call y'all out in front of people, y'all gonna change y'all ways. Cause I know some of y'all.
Mm. Uh-huh.
I'm like, you stink. How you a girl and you stink?
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Well, then you gonna have to.
Yo.
Yeah, man.
Okay, next story. My boyfriend is constantly getting upset with me for not answering calls. 25 female, boyfriend 26 male, and I are constantly having that same fight about me not answering a phone call. My boyfriend calls me multiple times a day at random times, during the workday, during the evening, even at night. If I don't pick up, he gets upset. I usually apologize and explain what I'm doing, but he gets so mad. He says the only thing he asks of me is to answer the phone, but I can't help if I'm busy at that moment he called. He never texts us and asks me if I'm busy or out somewhere, and he doesn't understand why I can't pick up if I'm watching a show or a movie with my roommates. It's rude to ask to pause with multiple people for a 3-minute conversation. One of the biggest fights, which he still brings up almost 3 years later, is when I didn't answer while watching a show. There were 5 minutes break of the episode and I asked if I could call him back when it's finished because I knew we'll be on the phone for maybe 20 minutes. He got so angry that he didn't speak to me until 3 p.m. the next day. What do I do?
Why guys be acting like girls in relationships? Y'all never get it together.
Oh my gosh, yes, they be having so much emotions, and I'm like, I forget who's the girl in this relationship. Like, you having the emotions I should be having.
I'm saying.
Like, I should be clinging. I should be blowing up your phone. I should be doing all of that. I was like, don't do that. That's not attractive at all. That screams desperation. I mean, like, I don't know. So, I'm really bad with like guy friends, right? Like I want as boy as a friend, right? I tend to get better with having guys as friends, and girls, y'all too complicated for me. Like it's hard dealing with my own self. Y'all just too complicated for me. That's what I'm saying. So whenever I'm trying to be friends with a guy or we start start a friendship, right? It's hard because they end up catching feelings for me. They end up blowing up my phone almost every other day, calling me, doing all of that. And sometimes it's like, did we get in a relationship that I'm not aware of?
How often do you call them?
Not that often. Like maybe once every 2-3 weeks.
They got issues.
I remember this one time I started a friendship because I wanted to be friends. This person started confessing their love for me, and I was like, this is awkward, like really awkward. But it's all good now. Now we're no longer friends.
I cannot. I mean, yeah, some guys are like a little too emotional for my taste.
Yeah, if you start to be a little too emotional and very unpredictable, I don't know. I feel like I go looking for red flags. It's like if I catch a flag or something that triggers something, like I no longer find you attractive, even if I found you attractive before. Like I don't want nothing to do with you. Like does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like if I see the way you're treating your family, treating somebody, and I don't like it, it's like, no. It's like, but the thing is, I'm working on not mentally clocking out. Like saying something and not just like leaving like point blank. But I think it's a red flag for a guy to be that controlling. Like, run, girl, run. Because if he's controlling you like this before you get married, imagine when you live under the same household.
Yo. We try to tell that. Let me mind my business.
Tell it to who?
Somebody. But
What
you
did-
know,
What did they
people
do?
love who they wanna love.
Love
You know,
is blind.
I don't give a crack.
Guys, like ladies, don't go into love being blind. Go with one eye open, okay?
They be acting like what's my call it? That man is it Bartholomew? That man that Jesus made see. They be acting like that.
Man, it's like they see all of these red flags and they're just like, oh,
Everybody for
It's-
them it's not red flags, it's pink flags.
honestly. Top comment. One of our biggest fights, which he still brings up almost 3 years later, is when I didn't answer while watching a show. Why are you still with someone who holds a 3-year grudge over waiting 5 minutes? He is not mature, not stable, and not boyfriend material. And then there's an update. She was like, thank you all for the responses and advice. I think you are very valid in your opinions. I plan to talk to him about this and see if it's fixable or not, because yes, it is controlling, because it's causing me unnecessary anxiety.
They should have been talked about it, but you know.
This shouldn't be an issue. It really shouldn't.
They should have been talked about it though. If it was bothering him and if it was causing a lot of arguments and stuff, they should have been talked about it. That's just me though.
No, it's not. I think it's not just you. I think a lot of people think like that, because I'm that girl who always had boyfriend drama without the boyfriend. And you know, when I'm starting a phase of talking to a guy, it's like I'm a girl who gets attached quickly, and if I get attached, I get attached, right? I hate starting over with new people, so if I get attached, I'm attached. So one thing I don't like is when a guy, before like you become official with a guy, right? You're just in the talking phase. All of a sudden, he wants to know your whereabouts 24/7. Trying to, yeah. I'm just like, dude, no. Like, no. You know? Like, yeah, call and check up on me, text me. Yes, I'm okay with that. Where are you?
Right. Like, why you gotta know where I'm at?
Why you're not home at this time?
You my daddy?
Why you still at the movies? Why you still out with friends at this time? Why is your friend still over? Kick them out. It's like, what the hell? It's like, stay in your lane.
I'll be like, even my dad is not like that. And you trying to be like that?
I was like, that's a red flag, Sonny. Like, I'm a homebody all the way, but like every now and then I will want to go out, you know, enjoy life and you know, go on a dinner or something like that. It's like, if you are controlling now and we're nothing, imagine when we become something. No, honey, I leave. Okay, third story. I think it's the third. I'm not keeping track. The next story. Am I the a-hole because I called the cop on people having a wedding? I made this account so I can post here. I really feel like I'm not the a-hole here, but talking with a friend, I'm having doubt. My family owns a 300-acre cattle farm. My mother, stepfather, his parents all live on the farm, separate houses on the property. It's a beautiful farm. And last year, they had some folks ask us to use a certain part of the property for a wedding. My stepdad, father, owner of the farm, agreed to let them have their wedding there. He didn't charge them and told them to just clean up after. Spoiler alert, they left a huge mess. Well, a couple months ago, another couple had asked us about using the farm for a wedding in February. My stepfather told them no, and I imagine it was because of the last group not cleaning up. Fast forward to the present. My mother, stepdad, and his parents traveled out of state last week to visit family and asked me to look after the farm for a couple of days. I was out and about checking stuff on the farm the second day I was there, and I saw a group of people
There was trespassing.
setting up chairs in a balloon arch I texted my stepfather and asked if he had changed his mind about them doing the wedding there, and he said he did not give them permission and make them leave. I went to the group and told one of the guys setting up church that this was a private property and they didn't have permission to be here and leave. He said they couldn't leave because it's a wedding. I called the cops. It was a sugar honey iced tea show to say the least, but I feel like it was the right thing to do. I was talking to a friend this morning and she said it was incredibly a a-ho-ish, her words, lol, of me to call the cops on them on their wedding day. So Reddit, am I the a-hole?
They were trespassing.
Yep, not the a-hole. This is no different than they setting up a wedding in your backyard. The property owner did not give them permission for a wedding to be held there, so I'm not really sure how else they expected this to pan out. And the person applied, this farm is huge and the area they were in can't be seen from any of the houses on the property. I just so happened to be out and about and saw them. Had I stayed in the house during that time, I never would have saw them. I assumed they were taking their chances. Nobody would catch them. Damn. Edit. So people are reading way too deep in what my friend said. She said if it was her property, she would have just let it go to not cause a scene, and because it's a wedding. The a-hole comment she made was lighthearted, and I didn't take it seriously. It's just me thinking, well, maybe I was an uptight a-hole and should have just let it go. People suggesting she's not a friend for saying what she said, or suggesting I should stop being friends with her, are out of touch. I mean, I feel like if it was me in that instant, I would have let the wedding go, and I would have sent them a nice bill because I'm like, we told you no, but you still did it anyway. So because I couldn't kick you out, actually, I would not have made a scene, but I would have made them pay a deposit. You feel me? Like for you to continue with this wedding, pay this sum, and I'll send you another invoice after the wedding's done because you are trespassing. We told you no, and you still did it. So now pay up. You save some money. Now you're gonna give that money back. So I mean, they have really nice venues anywhere you can go, but groom hit us up for a lack of cash as a wedding gift. My partner and I recently were invited to a wedding for a work colleague. The wedding required both of us to take annual leave because it fell on a weekend and we were both originally be working. We drove 7 hours to our accommodation, organized a babysitter for the day, and paid over $600 for said accommodation. The wedding was amazing. It was clear every finite detail has been considered. The atmosphere was incredible, food fantastic, and location super beat. But a week after the wedding, my partner was sent a message from the groom asking where our wishing well contribution was. We didn't give one. In my eyes, we had contributed enough by showing up and driving 600 kilometers, right? We drove 14 plus hours round trip with 2 kids under 5, recruited babysitters, and paid over $600 in accommodation alone. We were being asked where our wishing well contribution was. Am I being unreasonable? Am I the a-hole?
For a wedding?
And this is a work colleague. It's not like your best friend. It's not like family. It's a work colleague.
But even then, like, you invited me to your wedding. I decide if I come or not. And then it's like, if I have to spend money to come to your wedding, you know.
I shouldn't have to give you a gift.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to give you.
And
if I give you a gift, it's something that comes from my heart. It shouldn't be something that you asked me for.
Yeah, I seen earlier this week, I was reading. I'm into weird stuff. I read something about a bride was asking the bridesmaid to pay $1,000 to contribute as a wedding gift towards the dress because she couldn't afford the dress she wanted.
I would not. I'd be like, you can find somebody else to do it.
As a wedding gift, $1,000 on top of everything else she was already doing for the wedding.
Nah, for real, I might do that because then, you know, if you start asking Africans for money, nobody gonna show up to your wedding. They won't show up. I'll do it for everybody except for the family. That way it could be a small wedding.
Yo. You never know. Some people do will show up because they will show up. So,
Uh-huh.
and then Child comment said, ask why they couldn't find it. It was cash and it should be there. Heck, it was like $1,000 in 50s. You can't find it?
Dead.
He was like, someone else replied, my brother-in-law had the opposite happen at his wedding. Saw a friend put an envelope in the wishing well. When they went to open them, his wasn't there, but they had an empty envelope left over.
Oh. Like some.
Like what? Tell me. Don't start something, not finish it.
I feel like if you're gonna put some in the envelope, please let it be more than $20. Do not, or maybe $10. I know for wishing my colors engagement, I mean not engagement, bridal shower, we'll open gifts. People put in $1 in that envelope.
You lying.
I saw multiple $1 in one envelope. The way that I was irritated, you might as well kept that $1.
It could have helped with the change.
Bye.
Okay. Oh. Roommate stopped contributing, so we left them nothing.
Mm.
This happened during my junior year of college. I, Claire, lived with 5 other women. I'll call them Abby, Brooke, Danny, Ella, and Fran.
Broke?
Brooke.
Oh, I heard broke. I was about to say, dang, girl.
When we signed the lease on the house, we agreed to a 1-year deal, June 1st to May 31st. The house was off campus and unfurnished, so we needed things to make it feel like home. Prior to moving in, we all sat down and decided what we needed for the house and who was going to bring what, and also settle on a chore schedule. We also decided that we have a household supply fund set up so we can buy things we all would use, like toilet paper, paper towels, dish detergent, and laundry detergent. As it turned out, Danny, L, and Francisca and I bought most of the stuff we needed, like a couch, small dining room table, dishes, silverware, dining glasses, cookware, food storage containers, etc. Things went pretty well during fall semester. Shortly after that, however, things started to decline. Abby's boyfriend, Andy, basically moved in with us, and the two of them started acting like they owned the place. Left a dirty dish in the sink. They leave a passive aggressive note about how rude it was to do that. Come home after the library closed at midnight. Abby and Andy went to bed at 10, and if you woke them up, they will hell to pay. Pretty soon, Brooke and her boyfriend Brad was acting in much the same way. By early February, it was clear to Danny, Elle, Fran, and me that we did not want to live with Abby and Brooke another year. The 4 of us found a different off campus place and signed a lease. We let Abby and Brooke know, and from then, the two of them plus their boyfriend went from practically jerks to complete jerks. They do things like stop the clothes dryer mid wash, take our clothes out, dump them on the floor, and start their own laundry. They use up all the hot water by taking super long showers. They write return to senders on our mail. They destroy flowers our boyfriend sent or brought to us. They refuse packages. They stop contributing to the shared supplies fund and stop doing chores. About a week before Memorial Day, Ella got a call from the landlord on our new place, and the previous tenant had moved out and we could move in as early if we like at no charge. Danny, Elle, Friend, and I discussed it and decided to get our current house ASAP, but didn't tell Abby and Brooke of our plans. Memorial Day weekend rolls around, and Abby, Brooke, and their boyfriend head out of town to go camping, while the rest of us put our plan into action. With the help of friends, Danny, Elle, Friend, and I got all of our stuff moved out. And when I say all, I mean all living room furniture, dining room furniture, dishes, silverware, cookware, food storage containers, baking supplies, shower curtain, rugs, lamp, vacuum, broom, dustpan, etc. We also needed that since neither Abby nor Brooke had contributed to share household supplies since March. The toilet paper, paper towel, dish detergent, laundry detergent, and so forth was ours, so we took all of that too. Abby and Brooke and their boyfriends were shocked to return from their camping trip to an empty house. What made our petty revenge even sweeter was that on their way home from the camping trip, all four of them got food poisoning and were really, really sick. The scattering texts we got from about moving out unannounced and taking all shared household good, especially the toilet papers, priceless. Danny, L, friend, and I are great friends still. Get a good laugh about the situation 12 years later. None of us have heard from Abby or Brooke since graduation.
Mm.
Let me read the top comment before we start talking about it. Diarrhea and vomiting with no toilet paper or paper towels. Awesomeness. They do it. They should be doing it how we did in Africa. Grab some water. Not if it's the liquid kind of.
Ew. I cannot.
Oh my gosh, y'all, it's crazy. What do you think? I feel like that's petty. That is very petty.
I don't know.
That's very petty.
I could see you doing it.
What you mean? You can see me
I
doing
could
it?
see you doing it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm that petty?
Yes. Yes. I could see myself doing it too. Not gonna lie.
I'm not. I think I have gotten away from being petty though. I think like I have. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
I have.
You have what?
I can't say matured. I have matured away from pettiness. Ness.
Well, you better than me because I would have done the same thing.
I mean, if first of all, if you bring your boyfriend and they start acting some sort of way.
No. I'm talking about if somebody else brought their boyfriend in some. Not me.
Oh.
Not me.
And I was using that as an
Find our own
example.
place to work. I mean, we're gonna find our own place. Wise. Never mind. Not gonna be living with no boy.
Well.
That reminds me of a dream that I had, bro.
I will talk about it off the mic.
This week.
We'll talk about it off the mic.
I cannot.
Unless you want to talk about it on the mic.
It ain't none of y'all business.
Well, guys, I think it's a great time.
Yeah.
Unless you want to... Let's do a paranormal read before we go.
No.
It's not crazy.
Immediately, no.
It's not
Immediately, no.
It's not crazy.
No.
I think
we can do it next time. Earlier. We can do it next time.
You don't want to see anything when you're driving home?
No, I do not. No, I do not.
Okay, y'all. I think it's a great time to stop. It looks like we all getting tired. And we want to give you guys the best contact. And I feel like we can't give you the best contact if we're not mentally stable or mentally here. You feel me? So I think right now is a great time to stop. Because our little co-host is dozing off. I don't want you guys to start hearing her snore.
I don't snore.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. The last two podcasts were heavy. Extremely heavy. And boy, this is a change of scenery, all right. So anyways, before I forget, Rose, you have anything? Any announcement you'd like to share?
No.
Before I forget, guys, go follow us on Instagram. Go subscribe on our YouTube channel. We will start releasing videos out before the end of this year. That's our deadline. And if you could... What's funny?
Nothing. Continue.
We are looking for a person who work with animation, intros and stuff like that. Hit me up if you know somebody or if you are that somebody. Let's talk. You know, I want to start working on YouTube intros so we can get something out to you guys. But you guys have a blessed day. Stay wonderful. Stay blessed. To Passing Time out.